Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another inspiring biography, where we not only dive into the lives of remarkable individuals but also practice English listening together. Today, I'm thrilled to share the life story of one of the most influential leaders in history, George Washington. Listening to stories like this will not only enhance your English skills but also inspire you to stay determined, no matter how challenging life may seem. Heartbreak, failure, and rejection throughout life, yet every time life pushed him down, he stood back up. George Washington's story teaches us that greatness isn't given, it's earned through perseverance, discipline, and a commitment to doing what's right. Today, we will explore the incredible life of George Washington, from his humble beginnings to his final days, and learn valuable lessons from the man who became the father of the nation. Humble beginnings. George Washington was born on February 22, 1732, in Westmoreland County, Virginia, to a modest plantation family. His father, Augustine Washington, was a farmer and landowner. George's early years were shaped by the values of hard work and discipline instilled by his family. However, tragedy struck when George was just 11 years old. His father passed away, leaving his mother to raise George and his siblings on her own. Because of his family's financial struggles, George's education was limited. He attended a local school where he learned basic reading, writing, and arithmetic, but he never went to college. Despite this, George was determined to make something of himself. At the age of 16, he became a land surveyor, traveling through the wild and untamed lands of Virginia. These experiences not only taught him practical skills but also built his resilience and character. A rising leader as a young man, Washington had ambitions of becoming a soldier. In 1752, he joined the Virginia militia and quickly gained recognition for his bravery. At the age of 22, he led troops during the French and Indian War, where he learned valuable lessons about leadership and strategy, even in the face of defeat. In 1759, Washington married Martha Custis, a wealthy widow, and became the stepfather to her two children. Together, they managed Mount Vernon, his plantation in Virginia. Although Washington was a successful farmer, he grew increasingly frustrated with British rule over the American colonies. High taxes, unfair laws, and lack of representation led him to join the fight for independence. The Revolutionary War in 1775, the American colonies declared war on Britain, and George Washington was chosen as the commander-in-chief of the Continental Army. It was a daunting task. The American army was poorly trained, underfunded, and outnumbered by British forces. Washington faced countless challenges, defeats in battle, harsh winters, and soldiers losing hope. But he refused to give up. One of Washington's most famous moments came during the winter of 1777 to 1778 at Valley Forge. His army endured freezing temperatures, starvation, and disease. Despite these hardships, Washington inspired his troops to keep fighting. His leadership and determination eventually led to the victory at Yorktown in 1781, where the British surrendered, ending the war. The United States of America was born, and Washington became a national hero. The first president after the war, George Washington wanted to return to his peaceful life at Mount Vernon. However, the young nation needed a leader, and Washington was unanimously elected as the first president of the United States in 1789. He served 2 terms and worked tirelessly to establish a strong foundation for the country. Washington believed in leading by example. He set precedents that future presidents would follow, such as forming a cabinet of advisors and voluntarily stepping down after 2 terms in office. His humility and commitment to democracy earned him the respect of not only Americans but people around the world. Washington's presidency wasn't without challenges. He faced political divisions, conflicts with Native American tribes, and tensions with foreign nations. But through it all, he remained dedicated to the principles of unity, justice, and freedom. His final days after serving as president, George Washington retired to Mount Vernon in 1797, hoping to enjoy a quiet life with his wife, Martha. He spent his days farming and managing his estate, but he remained active in public affairs, always ready to serve his country if needed. In December 1799, Washington fell ill after riding through a cold, wet winter storm. Despite the efforts of doctors, his condition worsened, and on December 14, 1799, George Washington passed away at the age of 67. His death was a great loss for the young nation, but his legacy lived on. The legacy of George Washington. George Washington's life is a testament to the power of perseverance, humility, and service. He rose from humble beginnings to become a soldier, a leader, and the first president of the United States. But more than that, he was a symbol of unity and hope. He believed in the idea that all men are created equal and dedicated his life to building a nation founded on freedom and justice. Washington's legacy reminds us that greatness doesn't come from privilege or power, it comes from hard work, integrity, and the courage to stand up for what is right. Final message. So, my dear friends, what can we learn from the incredible life of George Washington? Will you face challenges with courage, just as he did? Will you fight for what's right, even when it's difficult? His story reminds us that we all have the potential to create a lasting legacy, not just for ourselves, but for the world. If you've been inspired by this story, let me know in the comments what part of Washington's life touched your heart the most. Share this video with your friends and family so they too can learn from his incredible journey. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more stories that inspire, motivate, and help you improve your English listening skills. Thank you for being with me on this journey through the life of George Washington. Remember, as Washington showed us, the best way to predict the future is to create it. So, let's make each day count.